Oh my god, Selena Gomez, you sucks.
Oh my god, you are so a whore, Lady Gaga.
You are dumb, you are so fed. Take a shower, okay?
I can't. I do not about 3 years because of my makeup. I can't buy a new one. I don't haven't money.
Oh my god. Haha. I fuck with boys and I haven't money. I am bad in it, but who cares?
Bitch. Poor. Fuck you, Lady Gaga.
You only dated Justin Bieber because he is promise. I'm right. So a sweet boy like Justin don't wanna date you.
Haha. When you mean it, bitch.
Yeah, I mean it. I don't wanna talk with so a girl as you. Bye bye, you sucks.
Thank you, now I'm crying. Bye.